What a piece of junk!
This is the Shattered Order Podcast.
Go switch off!
If you're looking for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news, information, and theory crafting, you've found the podcast you're looking for. With your hosts, GoodNightPunk and WinKILLERinc.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 188th episode of the Shattered Order Podcast. I'm your host, GoodNightPunk, and with me, as always, is my good friend Wink. Wink, what's going on? I don't know. You literally just looked like Kylo from that Undercover Boss commercial, or Undercover Boss, where he's like,
No.
got the thumbs up.
Very nice, yeah. Hey, that's a good look, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, it's
people
not
love
bad.
themselves some Adam Driver, so I'm all right. I'm all right with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, I'm just sitting here hanging out. The whole week has just been crazy. Yesterday it was 85 degrees here. I think that's what the high ended up being. It's like 45 today. It's stupid. It's freezing. It's raining. Terrible. Not a big fan. And my fiber people, they didn't do any work on my street this week. So
Slacking, man.
Slacking. Hopefully soon. We did talk to him this week and asked, and they said, once they actually hang the wire on your street, it's usually a really short time period, like a couple weeks. So everybody cross your fingers for me. Cross your fingers.
I'm crossing toes. I'm crossing everything.
It's going to be life-changing, man.
Yeah. I'm not even going to recognize you. I'm gonna be like, I thought you looked different with your slow internet.
Yeah.
You're
Nice.
like, you're even that much more handsome.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Well, yes. I was
Yeah.
wondering what the response to that would be. I got a couple of things I would like to complain about. Actually, I got one thing I'd like to complain about, and that is this. I didn't take seriously the amount of panicking people are doing right now.
Whew. Man.
I currently have 2 rolls of toilet paper in my house. 2.
Oh, and there's a lot of people in your house. That's a
There's
problem.
6 people in my house. I tried to go get toilet paper today, 3 different places, barren rows of grocery stores. Everywhere I've called, Amazon.com, everything sold out.
Dude, that at some point that's going to lead to a shitty situation.
You're damn right. It sucks. I could order toilet paper from. This is where the whole thing gets crazy. I can order toilet paper from China, and it'll be here April 13th. But here's the problem. This whole thing started with something that came from China. It was people,
oh Lord.
But you know what I'm saying. So
that's funny.
the whole thing just stinks.
Yeah.
And it's gonna only smell worse very soon.
Yeah, it's complete and total madness. The stocking up, the hoarding. I mean, you guys know what's going on with the coronavirus, and every time I hear coronavirus, I'll be honest, I get a little bit thirsty. Then I remember Corona's not that great, but I will tell you what. Melvin's pretty good.
I will agree to that. I know you're doing it, so hit it.
Hey boys, it's your favorite time of the day. The time where we all pop our tops off and relax.
Yeah, so I am having the Citradamus
I love that one.
IPA.
It's freaking delicious.
It's pretty damn good, yeah. My next one will be the Jesus. It's a Mexican-style lager. Those are...
Also delicious.
Yes. That's what I got in my holster for the night. What about you, sir?
So, I'm not drinking Melvin because the two that I have left are very high percentage, and I'm not going to do that again while doing the podcast. So, all I got left is my breakfast, the breakfast one, and the 2x4.
Man.
And that 2x4 is freaking delicious, but it is like 9.8%. So,
yeah, I
decided I drank 3 of those the other night, and it was not a good morning.
Yeah, bad news bears, man.
I'm drinking, there's a place here called Papa Bear's Brewing, and they have a guava sour that is amazing. So I got a growler of that today, and I'm drinking it. And it's freaking delicious.
Yeah. So, sounds good.
You gotta love, like, when you can get the beer in a growler straight out of their kegs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always so much better that way. I love it. But
hard to beat. I love beer in general, but
pretty much all of it's great. Let's be honest here. And if you go to the store, all the rows might be empty, but I'll tell you this much: there is still beer and alcohol in every store. I don't know why.
Nice.
I'm gonna be the guy that's scooping all that into a cart. All right.
Yep. No kidding.
Also, you might notice if things get weird on the podcast sounding wise, I'm gonna try to. This is a test. So I'm trying to quit vaping. That literally started like 45 minutes ago when I ran out of juice. I was running this bottle into the ground, and then I was going to go from there to see if I can quit. Now,
madness.
For any of you that have smoked in the past or vape or whatever, you know that there's I almost hate to say this just because of where minds go, but there's an oral fixation with smoking, right? And when you quit, you have to replace it with something. So I have a toothpick, and I'm probably going to have this toothpick in my mouth the entire podcast. So if you see it and it bugs you, if you hear it and it bugs you, I'm sorry, but it's only because I'm trying to better myself. So there you go.
That's what I like to hear. One last thing I wanted to mention before we go in the next topic. Our friends over at Melvin, they had an Instagram post that was pretty good. I don't know if you saw it, but the little Star Wars post.
Now I gotta go look.
Yeah. Go check out the Instagram. Lots of good stuff going on there. All right, let's go ahead and just dive right in.
Hey guys, what did you do in SWGOH this week?
Actually, a pretty exciting week for me. You may have not guessed because we didn't tell you last week we were going to, and I totally forgot, but we finally got our 7-star watts. Like, as soon as we got done recording the podcast last week, we got the shards we needed, 7-star watt.
I had to give away 15 watt shards.
I went through and beat the special mission in phase 4, which is pretty awesome.
Dude,
wait, say that again?
I said I had to give away 15 watt shards to the shard shop.
Oh, yeah.
It was I took a picture of it because it was just, it's a big moment. Big moment. No more, everything else watt goes to that, to the shard store. It's crazy. And that happened faster than it seemed like it was gonna, you know what I mean? I don't think you know what I mean because you're frozen. You are. That is the perfect spot for him to freeze. Hold on, I think he's coming back. He's still frozen. That is the longest. He's shotgunning that beer. Get it. That is the longest beer chug I've ever seen. Wink, come back to me. You there? Well, we lost Wink. I'm gonna get him back. Give me a second. Everything's fine. There are no problems here. You guys get the ringing music. Mykhal is unavailable. All right, well, until then, how you guys been doing? You had a good week? I hope you did. My week's been all right, besides the toilet paper thing. Oh, and then here's a fun story. I figured. My daughter just let me know they did not find any toilet paper. Really bad allergies this week. So, you know, with allergies, all that junk in your nose and your sinuses drains into the back of your throat. Gave me a cough this week. This is not the week to have a cough when you're out in public. I'll tell you that much. It's, the looks have not been polite. So, good times. Good times. Wink. You're killing me, bro. Let's see if I can get him back. You guys don't hear the ringing sound. I'm sparing you because it's so loud. Unavailable. Call declined, he says. All right, well, that's annoying. Let me see. Do you message me on Discord? Oh, he's calling me. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. There you are.
There we go.
Welcome back. All right, I'll put your picture back on. There you are. All right. Are you frozen again?
Look, it's you and your toy. Hi.
Hello?
I don't know. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Now I've lost you. Picture.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
You can hear me though?
Yes.
No issues?
I'm not hearing you.
I may just leave my video off then, because it might be an uploading issue. I don't know.
Okay, we can try to pop it back on after a segment or so.
Give it a few minutes and see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead. Continue with your week, sir.
My weekend SWGOH. What? Oh yeah, so we talked about 7-star Watt. Well, I fought like hell to get him to gear 12, make him a little bit more sustainable. I also took Wampa to Relic 5.
That's what I'm talking about. Nah, we lost him again. All right, well, there's something going on with this internet. Video or not. So we'll wait for him to come back. If he does, there's a poor network connection. Well, according to my sources, it is not my connection. So you can all watch me continue to try this, to get this rebel, I meant to talk about this last week on the podcast, but we kind of just skipped over it. I'm on the last, bingo this week. Everybody's a winner. I'm on this last step of the Fulcrum quest, and it has been a literal nightmare for me. Rebels are just not great in the arena. I literally had to drop down to the mid 200s. You heard that right. Mid 200s to find teams that were bad enough for my decently okay geared rebels to beat. And I'll show you where their gear level's at. I don't know why it's trying to reconnect. But this is where they're at. So, you know, they've all got their Zetas, except for old Ben. I don't know. I don't really just need it on him, so that doesn't really matter. But that's where they're at. All Gear 12, maybe a few Gear 12 pieces here and there on them. But for this right here, where are you? This one. I've been tearing away at this 22 out of 25 for weeks. And they don't do well against Padme. They don't do well against the Darth Revens on the, and almost everybody has that. So when I find teams like that Bounty Hunter team, pop on it. Night Sisters, some people have that on defense down in the 250s. Throw it in there against that. But yeah, that's about. It's not fun. So I only got a few more of those. 3 more, and then I can throw back in my Sith Empire team and climb back in the arena. But man, that has felt like it's taken forever. Then you got this Territory Wars one, which is basically we get 4 a month. So that's going to take 2.5 months to finish off. I need Galactic Legend Luke. That would make Rebels in the arena pretty easy, I'm guessing. But no, yeah, this is where I'm sitting currently, and it is not fun. But I don't... Do you guys know, in chat, do you guys know anyone with this... with this quest? That's what it's called. With this quest done? Seems like I might be one of the few people that get it, so I am pretty proud of that. But Fulcrum, you get the Ahsoka Tano, the Fulcrum Ahsoka Tano avatar. But here's a fun one. I think I've talked about this before. I don't do the quest. I don't usually either, but this is my alt, so I can mess around with it. Go find some gas teams to beat with Rebels. Yeah, seriously. No one in the 200s has gas. Imagine that. Raid attempts. This one annoys the crap out of me. It's only for 110k, 5 crystals. Do 4 attempts on the pit raid. When you're simming the pit raid, you can't finish this. So it just sits there forever. Super annoying. Then you got these bad boys. Clash and Camino. I don't have gas on my alt. 4 out of 4 on the Jedi Knight quest. But I need 10 or better 5 times. In a... Oh! Oh! Hello? Well, hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. And you're clear.
That's a first. Oh.
Look, everyone, it's Wink.
I don't know what's going on with my internet, but it is not having a good night.
It heard you talk about fiber and got jealous.
That's probably what it is. Said, F you, buddy. Like,
yes, exactly. Well, yeah, I just had some fun talking about quests, so there you go.
My internet may have got coronavirus and decided to just bounce.
Maybe. You should probably not be wiping your eyes.
Oh, that's probably true. I'm tired, man. Leave me alone.
All right.
Where the hell were we at?
You had just talked about Watt, and then you mentioned Wampa, and then I got excited, Wampa. And then everything cut out.
All right, so I Relic 5'd Wampa this week, which was kind of exciting because I actually lost using... I've been using Stormtrooper Han lead with Wampa to take out like some weak teams, and I lost against a it was like a Kira, Newt, something else team. There was days. I didn't realize there was even days on the team, and Wampa got dazed, and it basically just went to hell.
Kira and Newt in the same team?
It was, yeah, it was some weird team. Like, I didn't think there was any chance I would ever lose to it, and it was bizarre.
And surprise.
I don't even remember what the whole team comp was, but there was days in there somewhere and it screwed me. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to take him from 3 to 5. And so I did.
What's your tenacity at on him? It has to be over 100, right?
I doubt it. I think he's like 60% tenacity. I went very health based.
Yeah.
I might need to transition to a little bit more tenacity. You know, health is kind of tenacity for him because of his buff, but let's see. He is at 55% tenacity. So even with the buff, he's only at 105, which is not enough to entirely keep you from getting debuffed. So, but he has 68,000 health, so his protection up is massive, and he has over 7,300 damage. I mean, he wrecks. He absolutely wrecks. So I actually have a video of this, and I can post on our YouTube channel or something if people are interested. But there was a relicked out First Order squad in this current round of Grand Arena. It was like Relic 7 Crew, Relic 7 Kylo, Relic 5 First Order Officer, and I think Relic 6 First Order Executioner with Wat Tambor.
Mm-hmm.
So I took in a Stormtrooper Han lead with Wampa. They were the only 2 Relic characters on this team, along with Vandor Chewie, so I could get the feet, Wat, and Thrawn. Oh, it's smashed. I got 59 points. Wat just barely missed out on getting me that final point. It was like I was never in threat of anything. That was actually a pretty fun team. And honestly, I wouldn't have used Vandor Chewie if it wasn't for that feat. You know, putting him in there just to get the feat seemed worth it. I kind of like Stormtrooper Han, Wampa, and Wat together. Wampa just totally annihilates people. It's freaking fantastic.
He is pretty great. Mine's still only Relic 4, but he definitely gets the job done. Love using him.
Yep. Yeah, he's great. I mean, he's a point machine in Grand Arena for sure. So the other thing I did was I took Emperor Palpatine to Relic 6. I took him to Relic 6. I am so close to Relic 7. All I need are 20 of the Electrium conductors. I'll get some tomorrow.
Conductors. What does it look like?
It's the next to last piece for the Relic.
Because the last one's like a Sabak card, right? Sabak something?
Zenbittle. It's a Zenbittle.
Yes, Zenbittle. There we go.
Yeah, this is the... I don't know what the hell it looks like. Honey, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so this thing... Okay, yeah. I like 20 of those, and then he'll be Relic 7, but... I did a little bit of remodding on Emperor Palpatine. He now has all 6-stop mods, which I think is fun. He's at 55,800 health, 58% potency. I dropped the potency primary I had on him in favor of offense because I run Bastila Shan Fallen with him because my Sith Empire is terrible. So check this out. His special offense, 13,659. He will be well over 14,000 once I get him finished.
That's nasty.
It's pretty nasty. He has 3 offense primaries, and then his arrow and diamond have some pretty nasty offense secondaries. So I'm pretty happy with him. I haven't actually got to use him modded yet. I didn't get him up until after the territory award already started, which I thought was weird. I could have swore that I relicked him before the territory war, but apparently not. So still waiting to actually test him and see what he does, but I'm pretty excited about the potential. Should be fun.
Yeah.
But speaking of Sith Empire, I'm actually getting really close to a 7-star DarthMauly. I am getting so close. After this next territory war that is starting this week, I will have enough credits to 7-star DarthMauly. Finally, a year later.
I am
Crazy.
after this territory war, I'll have gas at 85 out of 100. So I'll probably need one more territory
You'll be
battle.
there after. Yeah, you'll get him to 7-star the same at basically the same time I get Malik finished.
Yep, pretty much. So I ran a quick poll on how long people think your internet will last this time, and the prevailing answer was 10 minutes.
I hope it lasts that long. Yeah. It's so terrible, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait until I get fiber.
Then you'll be able to stream, and imagine if you had it when we were on YouTube. We might still be on YouTube.
Dude, I had some badass videos on that old YouTube channel. I'm so pissed. Still.
Just gone.
My old territory war video and
Erased from existence. Anybody know
I
where
won't
that's
talk
from?
about.
All right.
Sounds familiar. I don't. What about you, sir?
It's from Back to the Future, by the way.
Ah.
When they're talking about his brother and sister in the picture and they're disappearing. All right. Anyways, what did I do this week? I have been slamming gear on First Order Stormtrooper like it's going like I'll never get it back. So if I don't spend it, better. If I don't spend it, it'll disappear. That's probably a better way to say that. Anyways, First Order Stormtrooper needs stun guns and stun cuffs because, of course, to get to gear 12. So I'm almost got him to gear 12. It has been a long road since he was at...
He's a rough gear.
Since he was at gear 8 when I started. Kylo, who I've been kind of gearing at
400 Carbonis or something?
It's a freaking ton. But the Carbonis don't bother me because I had a stack of like 700 sitting around. So the Carbonis are easy. Carbonis are one of those things where if you're not gearing a character from low level, if you're only working on gear 11s and gear 12s now instead of bringing someone all the way up, you stockpile that stuff quick. But you still don't stockpile, stun cuffs and stun guns the same way because somehow they're needed in gear 12. Not like Carbonis are as much. There's some Carbonis that are needed in gear 12, but not half as much. So, so Stormtrooper, gear 11. I only need 50 stun cuffs and 50 stun guns. Probably less than that because those are the things I'm working on. But then he'll be gear 12. I got Phasma to gear 12. The only problem with Phasma is I have all the fleet currency stuff that she needs, and everything requires regular energy to get the other half of it now. So she's waiting because I'm working on Stormtrooper because he's the last one I need for requirement 1 of the Kylo Galactic Legend event. And it probably won't matter, but I feel like I should do them in order of the requirements and not just whichever ones I want the most. Because if we wound up being in a spot where this event actually dropped and you could do part of the event that involved the first requirements,
I see what you're saying.
Then I want to be at least ready for those requirements. You know what I mean? So
I suspect that won't be the case, though, based on the way they've talked about it. But
see, we'll talk about this a little later from the State of Galactic Legends, and then why I feel like that might be true, but we'll see. So Gear 12 Phasma, lots and lots of gear farming, just all freaking week gear farming and farming Hux and Sith Trooper, and that's then throw in the Kylo Ren shuttle in there. I'm 50 out of 100, still need 50 shards till I can start working on Finalizer. So
Nice. You're getting close.
I'm almost there. Almost there. And then I went 2 and... Oh, go ahead.
How many shards a day can you get for the shuttle?
Since I'm only doing 5 attempts, I'm usually getting 2 to 3.
Okay.
So, but I'm only doing that because you know, you need... do you need Hux or Sith Trooper?
You need Hux because he's the captain.
Right, but you don't
Fleet
need
commander.
a star level for him.
No, just unlock.
Well, then I might just go full in on shuttle because I didn't think
no.
about this.
Well, hold on. No, you do need Hux Relic. I mean, to get
Oh, okay.
Galactic.
That's what I was
Legend
wondering because
Kylo,
I didn't remember
but-
if he was
okay, yes.
in one of the 4
Yes.
hierarchies.
He's in the... Yes, he is.
He's in
Relic
3.
5, I believe,
He's in
is the
3 then.
requirement. Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna... Sith Trooper isn't, so I might stop farming him right now to do
No, Sith
double
Trooper
and
is.
triple. He isn't?
Yeah, he's a requirement. He was in stage, like the 3rd level of the requirements.
Oh, Hux was in the last one. Okay, yeah, I get you.
yes.
All right, no, I'm stay the course then. I thought this was pretty cool. I've been hitting a lot of feats in this Grand Arena. I'm only 2 of 2, so I had a bad loss. Not a bad loss, but I had a loss in the first one, in the first matchup. That was like 10 points. I don't know. I messed up somewhere. I lost some
Ooh.
points, so I lost by
That's
10. Once again, my opponent scored like 19-18 on me in the first one of this current one, and then I ended up underestimating his Night Sister team when I went in with Triumvirate and lost. So I knew already that I wasn't going to beat it, so I just cleared it and went for feats, and that worked out well. But 2 out of 2, and I'm already like 1,000 points into Chromium, so I feel pretty good about this Grand Arena.
Very nice. Yeah, I this last round I lost in Grand Arena. I lost for a stupid. My freaking Jedi Knight Revan team. I lost to a mediocre General Grievous team. No idea how. I literally have no idea. I would have won had I not screwed that up because it just caused a cascading effect that caused me to screw up teams and
Yeah,
such.
now I got to use this team here to try the second time, and
It was awful. But I got to a position where I cleared everything besides one final team. It was a Jedi Knight, or sorry, not Jedi Training Ray team with like BB-8, R2, New Finn, and Old Finn. I went in with my Jedi Knight Revan team and got completely waxed. I was not expecting it because my mods were better. I had relics. This other team was entirely gear 12, and that was basically the best team I had left. And I was like, well, like I'm not even gonna clear this dude's board. And then I started looking, and I had a couple relic characters. It was basically like Ayla Secura and Shock Key. So I'm like,
Beautiful.
what the hell am I gonna do with this? And then I found it. Qui-Gon Jinn lead. I took it
Against
Qui-Gon
Sith
Jinn
Empire?
with Ayla. No, against RJT.
Oh, okay,
Like
gotcha.
a pretty good RJT team.
Yeah,
And completely, thoroughly destroyed it. It wasn't even close. I ended up getting like 58 banners. That team does no protection recovery. And, well, I guess it wasn't 57 banners. It would have been 37 because I lost 20, because this was second battle. But I was like, hell yeah, that was awesome. Ayla is a beast.
yeah.
She's a lot of fun. But
Get a lot of
yeah,
stuns.
sad I lost. Yeah, dude, she was stun blocking everybody. It was fantastic.
That'll do it. If they can't hit you, they can't take away your protection.
That is 100% true.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, let's see. On my alt, I got Stick Ray to gear 13. That leaves only 3 characters. Well, that's a lie. That leaves only 3 characters that I have at 7-star that are not gear 13 yet. And that's Poe, Rose, and Veteran Chewie. The good news is Poe's gear 11 plus 4, Rose is gear 10 plus 5, and check this out. This is one thing that I never understood from the elephant in the room, my alt used to be his account, but he had Veteran Chewie from like 2 years ago when I took over the account at gear 11, like maxed. So my Veteran
He got
Chewie,
in early.
my Veteran Chewie is gear 11 plus 1, so I don't have a ton to go on him to get him up to relics. So thanks, Richie. I appreciate you. So,
Very nice.
yeah, but it was pretty cool. I haven't even looked. I need to go look at the territory war I'm in, because I set RJT at a relic 7 with a relic 5 Finn, a relic 3 resistance trooper, BB8, and I think Holdo at relic 3.
Nice.
I'm kind of curious how that's going on defense.
They have not gotten to it because I was just looking.
But you're not
I'm
in
not
my
sure what-
alt account.
Oh, your alt. Okay, that explains why I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That's right.
I would
Okay,
love for
shit.
I would love for my status for resistance to be on my main account, but no, I'm going for
Yeah.
the first order there.
Yeah, that's right. So you'll get to give a fair review of both sides.
That is the plan. The problem is I've stopped all signal data farming and went after Ebonok, so it's going to be a while before those relics get onto those characters, but they will be there and ready to go soon. So there's that.
So I have a question. You have Malevolence at 7-star, correct?
Yes.
Get 2. What are you doing with it?
Get 2? Farming Negotiator.
Okay.
I probably should have saved it, but I went in since I had 25 shards without even buying. No, sorry, I did buy some shards. That's the other problem. I remember one time I bought Negotiator shards instead of Malevolence, and it cost me unlocking the 7-star until after another territory battle. So I had 25. I had 25 Negotiator shards to start, so I just started going all in on him.
Makes sense.
I don't see another territory battle dropping for a long time, which means I also don't see a character dropping in there again for a long time. So I'm just gonna go for Negotiator, because if it's anything like the first set of territory battles, the only characters you got into that store beyond epic confrontations.
That kind of brought me to.
Brought you to.
Oh, there you are. My internet was tripping out. That was weird. You were like on repeat.
Awesome.
The Get 2. So I've got Negotiator 7-star, and I've just kind of been saving. I was going to save up until I had enough to actually just buy Malevolence, get to 5-star, unlock it, and just be done with it. But I've ended up in this position where I'm so dedicated on the first order thing that I want to make 100% sure that I am completely ready to finish those characters. I suspect middle of April. I suspect on tax day that I will be able to do like the Kylo event, just based on when I'm expecting the finalizer to show up that next time. I think it'll be around then to get me the shards that I need. And if that's the case, that's when I'll get to start doing that event. But the only reason that's the case is because I have been spending Get 2 like crazy on Gear 12 finishers and also Kairos. I no longer need the battle computers. All I need are the shock prods. So I am all in on buying shock prods and tons of the Gear 12 finisher piece that First Order TIE Fighter needs and Hux needs. And I believe... Oh, no, Hux uses a different one. It's First Order TIE Pilot and Sith Trooper use the same one. It's the 3 little injector cell looking dills. So I'm spending Get 2 like crazy. I'm basically just dumping it all because I'll be honest, I don't care about the Negotiator. This is the first time that I've really kind of done that in a while. Just completely said to hell with it. I'm not even gonna worry about it. I wanna.
You just said I don't care about the Negotiator. You meant a Malevolence?
I meant the Malevolence, yeah.
Okay.
I do care about the Negotiator. The Malevolence, I don't.
The funniest part about that is if you just did 5-star and stopped there and then spin it all, it would make even more sense to me because you don't really need it at 7-star for anything. But at 5-star,
that's true.
With 5-star with Vulture, you can pretty much beat anything.
But you still need Vulture and Hyena. That's the problem.
But you have them, right?
I think I have one of them.
I would say because Vulture doesn't have to be that high up in stars to be good, because no matter if you kill it, if you got another ship out there, it's just going to come right back. So Vulture doesn't need to be high starred. Hyena is the one you probably want to be high starred, so you don't have to use Houndstooth. But I mean, that fleet can do just fine at 5-star. Because I'll be honest, I never get past 1 or 2 reinforcements with Malevolence. So having that extra one, the only thing you get from that extra star is the extra stats. That reinforcement, I don't think I've ever pulled in IG 1000 into a match, and that's my 4th reinforcement.
My Hyena is 5-star, and then my Vulture is 3. But yeah, that's kind of a good point you bring up. That might be something I consider once I know that I'm kind of within striking distance of Galactic Legend Kylo, because to me, Galactic Legend Kylo is going to be far more beneficial to my roster than Malevolence would be. So that's kind of why I'm all in there.
Gotcha. It's Chickenbottom asked a question if I was taking first every day or ish. I really wish that I took the time for Fleet Arena, because I feel like that's the only place. My regular squad arena is complete dumpster fire. I sit around 100 now, but I haven't done anything to that arena team in a long, long time. So I expect, and I'm fine with that. But it's given me a lot of I don't care about fleet as well, even though I know that my fleet can get to number 1. So, could I take first? Yes. Do I? No, because half the time I'm at work, starting work, the first few hours of work during arena time, or I'm putting kids to bed. And I know I can change my time, but just finding a time at night. The biggest problem with changing times, and that was an awesome fix for most people, the thing I really hate about it is how it screws with your bonus energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I changed my arena payout to 9 p.m. way back when this came out. My bonus energy is at midnight. So unless I went backwards, I would probably miss that last bonus energy.
Well, let's be honest though. Finishing well in arena is way more important than bonus energy. Bonus energy is nice. Doesn't compare to top rewards in arena though.
True. Maybe, but if I moved my fleet arena back even further, then I would be moving that first bonus into the midnight slot. I don't know, man. It just bugs me.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the energy bonuses. I don't get my last one in the day, just because, I actually... Now with the time change, my payouts are at 10 and 11. I love it. It's amazing. I don't have to worry about it forever, it seems like. And Grand Arena starts when there's a store refresh. My bonus energy is all when Grand Arena starts. So I just get on there and check everything all at once. See my Grand Arena matchup and all that sort of stuff. So I kind of like the schedule that I'm on. But yeah, for me, I mean... finishing well in the arena is the only thing I care about. I care about the bonus energy, but it's a very small factor comparatively.
Yep. So as far as everything else goes, that's all I've done this week. More of the same.
Alrighty, very, very exciting stuff.
Oh yeah, super exciting.
Well, let's go ahead and move to this. We would like to say thank you to all of our patrons individually. You guys are amazing supporting the show and helping us out, allowing us to do this. You know, it really does. It helps us out a ton. You know, just all the expenses of the podcast and everything. You guys are fantastic. So I would like to thank each and every one of you. Supreme Vengence, Chickenbottom, Ron Paul, or sorry, you told me to change your name. RonBunyan. Yes, there we go. RonBunyan, Ben_NZ, BMZR, Azaziel, Bedor, Recoyle, Dmoney, Obi Cola, STLBrews, Ipacolypz, Jpod, Jitsu Jet, Ringer, SigSig, Kvothe, Rooskis, Rock, Tiric Thorn, Noel, VozzieBear, Zsplash, Mykhal Bluuthe, Frun02, Kato, DarthMauly, TheJamesJames, Xiazer, our buddy McMull2, Gor Stag, George FF, Han Pikey, RS3 was innocent, Sokar, Saul, Spicewood, and Curvaceous T-Down. Thank you. We appreciate it. And
It's my favorite part
also,
when you have to read all those.
Yeah, it's always fun trying to get through them and seeing how many I screw
Without
up.
screwing it up, yeah.
So we have T-shirt giveaways from last month and this month to our patrons. If you want to get in drawing for a T-shirt each month, go and hit up our Patreon. But just more importantly, if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/shatteredorder. Anything you give greatly appreciates. We greatly appreciate. Words not working. Any level Patreon, we'll send you a Shattered Order sticker, which is pretty awesome. I'm getting some more of those sent out this month. Those of you that have not put in your address, go put your address in so I can send you one if you're interested. And then if you want one, make sure you go sign up. We would love you guys forever for doing so. So, T-shirts for Ringer and STLBrews. Let me know and I will get you guys T-shirts sent out. We'll get your information and I think you have 3 names from Twitch subscribers who are also gonna get stickers.
I do. Let me name them off. You ready? Flyer88 fan, Richard Cheese 231, and Jpod.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. And thank you to all of our Twitch subscribers as well. If you have an Amazon Prime account, which you should, that way when toilet paper gets reproduced, you can get it in like 2 days through Amazon. If you have one of those Amazon Prime accounts, tag it to your Twitch and you get a free sub every single month. So come give us a sub. We would really appreciate it. Don't cost you anything extra, but it does help us tremendously. We would love it if you would do that. So yeah. Anything else that you would like to mention, GoodNightPunk?
Not a whole ton, just to say we are 188 episodes into this, and I know that a lot of you have come in the middle. Some of you have been there from the start. Some of you have just started listening. I appreciate to all of you out there that are listening to the show and enjoy the content. I promise you, it's really hard for me as a guy writing notes for the shows lately to have not important, but interesting topics to talk about with how bland everything is right now. So I appreciate you guys still listening, still supporting us through that, and I promise you good things are coming. I really believe that. I really hope that. I just don't know how long it's going to take. So stick with us. Eventually something is going to go on in this game that's going to excite everyone again. I think that's to say that coming. I am not currently excited with anything.
Yeah.
So.
This is something we should talk about next week. Because we already kind of got the show lined out for this week. But just kind of feelings on the game, a little bit of stagnation and stuff. So yeah, maybe we'll throw that in the show notes for next week. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and jump to this next topic.
Strong with us, this update is young Padawans.
Oh man.
Hold up, I gotta read Joker's chat comment because it's hilarious. Did you guys see on Reddit today the discussion on what would happen if CG had to shut down due to coronavirus? The consensus was that we wouldn't know the difference. Sick burn. I love it.
But is it a burn if it's true?
Not in my mind. That's the funny part.
It's crazy. All right, so we got the final Galactic Legend requirements this week. Pretty exciting stuff for Rey and Kylo, of course. This final tier was the most surprising set of requirements. I thought it was going to be the worst, most difficult. It turned out to be the most pleasantly surprising. What did you think in general of these requirements?
I feel like the Relic 7 you need for Kylo, which is who I'm going for, so I'm totally okay with that. But I do have my alt, which going for the other one. The R7 for Kylo is much more favorable than the Relic 7 for Rey.
Oh, I don't know if I agree.
I don't think there's any reason to need BB-8 at Relic 7.
Okay, so
that's not to say that he won't be good at Relic 7, but I would never choose to take BB-8 over all these other characters. I don't know.
Okay. All right, so I agree with you. I love the R7 requirement for Kylo. And, of course, so for Rey, it's R5 Resistance Hero Poe, R7 BB-8, R3 Veteran Chewie, 5-star Radis. For Kylo, Relic 5 Hux, Relic 3 First Order TIE Pilot, Relic 7 Emperor Palpatine, and 5-star Finalizer.
P.S.
I have no issue.
Called it.
Go ahead.
With the Veteran Chewie. You guys didn't believe me last week.
I
called it.
Well, there were a lot of people say I did not think that was going to happen at all. I thought it was going to be another Resistance character.
We'll see who's missing, right? Because if you look at the Resistance that are required, which ones are missing?
Well, I do think that makes all the Resistance characters required. Because they were aside from 3PO and R2.
I would say 3PO and R2 are the two that I'm thinking of for some reason.
Right. And they're legendaries, so
I would never expect R2 to be required in this event. Only because R2 had such a small part in the whole new trilogy. C-3PO had more screen time than R2-D2. So if it were between those two, I would have picked C-3PO. But, yeah.
I totally agree. So I predicted the Emperor Palpatine would be a R7 requirement.
I do remember that as well.
I did not think it was going to be for Kylo, and I am damn happy that it is, because I've been wanting to Relic Emperor Palpatine for a while, and I finally got to do it, and actually had reason to, so I am perfectly okay with it. Like I said, I kind of thought they were going to go Vader for Kylo. I would like to know the reasoning behind Emperor Palpatine.
He's the dude that's been pulling the strings the entire...
yeah.
Not to mention, that's the dude that he went looking for to face off with at the beginning of the new movie.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised.
I guess
because these aren't end of the movie characters, because then it would be Ben Solo and Rey. This is more of beginning to mid movie characters, and
yeah,
Palpatine had nothing to do with Rey at that point besides being her enemy. So
yeah. And as Chickenbottom says, the Emperor actually interacted directly with him. which makes sense. But, you know, Vader was the one that kind of looked up to, which to me would have made more sense. But I am so okay with it. It's going to be awesome. Like I said, last Dark Side Territory battle, a full Gear 12 team, Emperor Palpatine lead. I got 3 out of 4. I made it to the final phase in Phase 4, or the final wave in Phase 4 of a battle. I suspect with the Relic 7 Emperor Palpatine, I am going to be able to lay some waste to some fools in there. I'm pretty excited about it.
On which day? Which slice,
The
I
final
should say.
day. Yeah, the 4th slice.
Okay, right. The dark side is the one we actually get to the 4th slice. Gotcha.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we never get to the 4th.
So,
oh, that's light set.
So, as for comparing Emperor Palpatine to BB-8, well, I guess we're not comparing the two necessarily, but Relic 7 BB-8 kind of gonna be a badass. He hits hard all like.
But you never use the hit.
Yes, sure you do.
I never use it ever. I like the only time I go to hit is if he's ability blocked.
He counters all the time. You should always call him with RJT unless you're in the raid and you're calling 3PO. You should always call BB-8 because he then calls additional assist.
I wasn't thinking about out of turn attacks. I'm only thinking about on his turn. I never attack with him unless he's ability blocked. But he does he does counter, and he counters. He does get called. Of course, you call him because he calls a third one to assist with RJT. But
dude, BB-8 can hit like a freaking freight train. Maybe not a freight train, but he can hit pretty damn hard. And given that he counters as much as he does, and also like everybody puts these General Grievous teams with BB-8 in them in Territory War. You know, just having an even more tanky BB-8 is just gonna make that even, you know, a little bit more irritating.
All right, hold up. I'm relicking mine now.
Oh, right now you are very excited.
So he is now relic. He's relic 2.
Let's compare damage numbers. Okay,
so
let's compare damage numbers.
I'm gonna take him into Galactic War and see if I can get a hit off and see what it does.
Pull his stats up when you get done because so my BB-8 is Gear 12. He has the 3 pieces on the left, 1 piece on the right. The one on the right is the one that does actually give him damage. 150% crit damage with 2816 as his actual physical damage number. And I am not disappointed in the way he attacks. I was running crit damage primary on him for a while, which is what I certainly recommend for people. I think that's the way to go. But I want to get a little bit more speed on him and a little bit more survivability just because of the way I was using him there for a while. I do think crit damage is the best way to go, especially if you get him to R7.
Okay, well, just think of this as non-optimized mods because I haven't touched his mods since I got him to Gear 13. But he's at 3,400 damage, physical damage, with 300.
That's quite a bit more than I have.
With 303 on added from mods, 48% crit chance, and his special offense is 5,200.
Okay, so you said he had 300. That's about what I have additional. I have 376 additional physical offense. So, I mean, yeah, that's quite a bit more offense. And once you get him to Relic 7, because, I mean, that's primarily what he gains. Tactics is physical damage for him. And then in his Mastery stat, he gets damage as well. So, BB-8, you know, once you get him to Relic 7, you're going to want to put crit damage primary on him at the least. Maybe not crit damage set, just because speed is kind of important for him generally. But setting him up as an attacker is a freaking fantastic idea.
And even if not, just the fact like we talked about where he's going first here. Let's see what he hits. Who do I want to hit here? I'm going to take out Sidious and see what it hits for. 6,800, no crit. All right, we'll see what We'll keep it going.
I mean, that number almost doubles, if not more than doubles, depending on what mods you have on him.
Yeah, you just crit for 11k.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
So you don't have a crit damage error or crit damage.
No, he's at
primer.
150%, like you said.
Yeah, you put a crit damage primary on him, you're getting close to 17,000 on crit? That's pretty good. Whenever he has as much crit damage as he has. That's
Especially
not bad.
if you're not, especially for a guy that's just not meant to be offense and more of the guy you call in.
Yeah.
So I can deal with that.
I think people that are taking him to R7 just need to rethink the way that they're modding him entirely, because
Yeah, that just crit for 13,400.
He doesn't get hit
1,200.
enough to go all in on survivability. Like, in my opinion, speed, tenacity, and damage is what you want on
Now,
BB-8.
That depends on the team, because if you run him as a tank in a droid team, you're going to want the survivability.
Yeah, but
And
don't
at
bother
Relics-
changing mods for it.
Say what?
Don't bother changing your mods for that.
No, well, it just
he's
depends on
primarily
how
there-
pesky you want to be. I think at Relic 7 he's going to be pesky either way, even with the crit damage. So
Oh yeah, God yeah, he's gonna be annoying.
Because thinking of a certain droid team, you would have IG-100 in there with him, so he's already pesky enough as it is.
Yes.
But throwing in IG-100 with him, you don't really need to make him that much more tanky.
If I ever decide to go for a Galactic Legend Kylo and start gearing up the resistance more, BB-8 will be the next one that goes to Gear 13, just because monster. I mean, yeah, I love BB-8.
Monster, mother effing monster.
What that guy's.
The other thing that was a pleasant surprise, and I think you mentioned it,
Yeah.
but we didn't say too much about it. The fact that you don't need a 7-star ship for this. A 7-star capital ship. You just need the unlock. Massive.
Absolutely freaking surprising.
It's one of the few things about this entire process that I look at and I say, hey, that is actually player friendly. Granted, you need 2 characters that are hard node only at 7-star and Relic, which, you know, that's going to take a little bit, but it wouldn't take you as long as it would take to 7-star these capital ships. So the fact you only need 5 stars for this was a good move, I think. I think that was, if it was 7-star, I mean, we were all expecting 7-star, and I already hated it. But the fact it's only 5-star, massively player friendly, with all the other requirements, just to have one thing where you're just like, okay, thank goodness on this at least. That was a really good thing to see.
So the thing I like best about this is I'm thinking about this from my perspective, obviously. This puts me in a position where, like I was talking about, mid-April, that is when I'm planning to start the Kylo event. That's when I should be done with Sith Trooper and Hux. Early April for Sith Trooper, mid-April for Hux. I have to come up with 3,000 crystals by then, because we have 2 finalizer events this month on the 18th and then sometime at the end of the month. That'll give me 20 more shards. And the refreshes are $9.99 each to get 10 more. So I will need, I think I need another, I'll get those 20 shards. That'll put me at 30 out of 65. So the next time that it comes up in mid-April, I will need to do 3 refreshes on that thing, and that'll get me to 5-star. So basically 3,000 crystals. That's what I need to save up by that point. So that gives me a ton of leeway to work with kind of what I'm doing. So just kind of planning that out, you know, if it would have been 6-star or 7-star, I mean, I'm screwed until June probably, but this 5-star thing is absolutely huge. I'm just freaking shocked. I am extremely shocked. Couldn't believe it.
Yep. It's one of those things where I'm like, that is an actual good move. So I'm on board with that 100%.
All right. So you have any other thoughts about these new requirements?
Nope. Just that, like I said, I think that I would rather have a Relic 7 Chewy over a BB-8. If BB-8 was Relic 5 and Chewy had been at Relic 7 and like Resistance Hero Poe was the Relic 3, I'd probably been okay with that too. I don't know. It just seemed Relic 7 BB-8 was a weird choice, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so
Don't you dare play the road ahead. I will boycott this next segment.
No, I wasn't going to.
Hey boys, do you have any tips for us less experienced players?
So I got a very big tip here.
I'm sure you do.
Very big tip.
All right, so
That's what I came up with.
if you go to the forums, the topic of this post says State of the Galaxy March 2020. I'm going to have to start this off by ranting. First off, if you go to State of the Galaxy January 2020, at the bottom, oh no, Wink didn't want to hear it, so he's out. He's done with that. You there? You back, Wink? Almost. Kind of.
I've been here the whole time, man.
You've heard me the whole time?
I haven't found anyone. Can you hear me?
No. Hang up and call me back. All right, I'll get him back. Because he needs to hear this. Because more than likely, since it's not a phone, I can say this. More than likely, he'll disagree, and that'll make me more mad. It's ringing. You can't hear it. Here. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay.
All right, so
Every time this happens, I can hear everything you're saying.
that's,
It's an upload issue of some sort. Like the download, you never
never stopped.
Hardly
You never
skipped it all.
Nah.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
You disappeared. The poor connection thing came up, and like I was like, I guess he doesn't want to hear this rant.
Damn, I can't wait for Viper. I cannot wait.
Or
until
not
I get
wait.
Viper.
This is a countdown. We need to post a countdown and just start adding a day each time, and see how many days it takes.
When I find out my install date, there will be
A countdown.
there will be a date on our calendar or on our Twitch or something. Hey, you know what? Real quick, if you're still listening, something I want to mention. This is totally off the rails, but we should have mentioned in the beginning. Shattered Order is looking for some people. If you are 4.5 to 5 million GP or higher, you have like General Skywalker, you have some good teams, hit us up, GMP, OP, or I. We are looking for people desperately before Lightside Territory Battle.
I think
Our
we
alliance has a lot of spots open.
Yeah. So basically, it boils down to this: those requirements that he said, 4.5 to 5 or up, GP, gas. You know, you worked on your clones with Shock T to get cam shards. Those are the biggest ones. GG or a droid team, you obviously would have that if you have gas. But all the things that are basically meta right now for the end game, that's what we're looking for. We need 3 people. So if you are looking for a spot, hit us up. But I know that there are guilds. Yeah, there are guilds in our alliance looking for, 5 people, 3 people, 6 people, whatever. There's a lot of spots open with the slow lull in content right now. So if you are looking for a good guild and a good set of guilds, if you go to discord.me/join-the-order, it drops you right into our processing server, and there's always officers from all our guilds in there ready to help people out. So if you're looking for something, even if it's not our guild, we have 14 other guilds in our alliance that are looking for people. And we'd love to have you guys join us. So there you go. I don't think Wink's moving again. Probably can hear what I'm saying. But he's not talking. Wink. Please come back. Oh, there it is. I love that on the stream you get the reconnecting. There's poor connection pop up. It's great. Oh, there he is. Kind of. Sir? This is going to sound amazing.
Just go ahead and go into the discussion.
Okay. Well, the chat can disagree with me if they do. If you go back to the January 2020 State of the Galaxy post and you scroll all the way to the bottom, it was written by Top Hat. You can read it. It literally says, State of the Galaxy this month, February, State of the Galaxy, and we will be bringing you a road ahead post in March. This thing that we got barely, to me, qualified as a State of the Galaxy, and it certainly was not a road ahead post. So I am upset. I was upset when I saw it. I was upset after I read it. There was no talk of new content. There was no talk of anything pretty much other than Galactic Legends, which is all that we've gotten for the entirety of this year. I am so tired of hoping to hear something about anything other than Galactic Legends. Although the information in that post was interesting, wave your hand. This is not the post that I was looking for. So I wanted anything. Tell me anything you can about Horde mode, new Galactic War, or tell me anything about that raid you talked about months and months and months ago with a ship phase in it, or tell me anything about any playable content, and I would have been happy. But instead, it's more about this Galactic Legend event, which is playable content, but look at the gate to get into that playable content. It's not the type of playable content that everyone in the game can get into. So my first gripe was just the fact that we were promised a road ahead. We got a quote-unquote State of the Galaxy, and all it really was here's a few pieces of art from Galactic Legends and more info about Galactic Legends.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That is my first question.
You're back.
Okay, that's a surprise. Okay, so this was State of the Galaxy. This wasn't the road ahead post.
Right.
And
like I said,
we were promised the entire State of the Galaxy.
We were promised road ahead in March. We got State of the Galaxy.
It's
State of the Galaxy was literally one thing.
No, hold on. I'm going to defend CG when they need to be defended.
Well, you're going to be wrong because they literally...
No, it's March 13th. It's March. We're not even halfway through a freaking month. They have several more weeks to go ahead and get a road ahead. If you're going to mention
that they're going to post a road ahead, you're dead wrong because the end of the State of the Galaxy said we'll be back in April with another State of the Galaxy post. They're not posting a road ahead this month. So defend all you like, but we already know they're not posting a road ahead. That's what made me so mad. They talked about Galactic Legends for 5, 6, 7 paragraphs and then say, see you again in April. This up. I have it written right there at the bottom.
I did
Looking
not
forward
see that.
to April, we have an exciting State of the Galaxy covering the next era for Galaxy of Heroes and something you have all been asking for. See you on the holotables.
That doesn't mean... Oh,
dude,
no, stop.
Don't
no,
fucking defend your little idea here.
Dude,
they're not posting a road ahead. That still doesn't
mean that the road ahead is coming in April. The road ahead could still come in March.
It's not even coming in April. Like Joker said, State of the Galaxy is coming in April. We're not getting a road ahead post.
Yeah, we'll
there's
see.
Three words there that
we're not even halfway through the month. I'm not rioting yet. We're not even halfway through the month.
Have we ever got
Now,
2 in 1 month?
I will say this.
Every odd is against you on this, but if you want to be positive about that, go ahead.
No, I'm not being positive. I'm just saying I'm not going to bash them until they don't keep up their end of the donkey. They still have time. They still have time.
All right. At the end of the month, then I will expect that bashing to occur because this is ridiculous.
Oh, March 1st, Pitchfork will be in hand. Don't you worry.
All right. Anyways, I want to recover that paragraph again, only because there's something in it that actually gives me hope for what should have been this month. But let's talk about the Galactic Legend post. So they refused. Oh no, that was me. I refused to call it State of the Galaxy. I called it the Galactic Legends update. But you don't have to finish. This is the interesting thing. You don't have to finish the Galactic Legend event to get the character at 7 stars.
Do what? Sorry, I just got
I'm
a text message from the sultry female.
Oh,
Would you like to? I'm gonna read you the text message from the sultry female.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Quit, in all caps, screaming. I'm trying to sleep. You're way too loud. Does anyone think I'm too loud? Who thinks I'm too loud here? This is
padding on the
ridiculous.
walls in your office?
Well, just right in front of me, the wall I talk to. I don't have any like over there.
Okay, I thought it was
there,
more.
it's not like
I thought it was more soundproof than it is.
Oh.
I'm literally like a bathroom away from my daughter's room who's sleeping, so there's that. And Wink's frozen again.
I'm.
All right, so interesting point here. We'll hope Wink comes back here in a second, but you don't have to finish the Galactic Legend event to get the character 7-star. So somewhere along this journey of tiers of this event, you're going to unlock the character 7 stars. Not necessarily have to finish the entire event to get the character. I really want to talk about this, but I really want to bounce these ideas off Wink. So I really need to get him back before I continue. Because then I'm bouncing it off chat, and chat is time delayed to what I'm talking about. So it gets... There's a lot of quietness in the conversation. So when Wink's back, I will continue. Wink's going to love editing this podcast this week. I hope he's writing down the times of these. Wink, come back. Guys, I know this does not make the most riveting stream. It'll sound better on the audio podcast, but we got to get through these sound errors during the live stream to make sure that the audio podcast is good. So I apologize if you're watching and you're having issues with Wink's internet. I also have issues with it, but we will work through it to make sure that we produce a good audio podcast. So I'm going to hang up on him, and then I'm going to call him back. This is probably the worst night of his internet for like months. Nope. Weird. Or maybe his wife unplugged the router after he read that text message. That could be true. You never know. I'm just saying. I do like your comment, Zara. They also said not all Galactic Legends would require relics. Maybe after an internal review, we get a road ahead. Maybe. I don't have high hopes. Missed call from Mykhal. Lies. I can hear you.
Ah.
All right, there you are. All right, let's do this again. All right, take 2. Someone write this time down. This is where you'll want to talk about Galactic Legends. All right. You don't have to finish the event to get the character at 7 stars. That's an interesting one, and I think it's going to play very well into some of these things that we're going to talk about right after this, and also our thoughts on how long it would take to unlock these characters. So, like I said, we said in the past, right, that the ticket system made it seem like there was going to be an entry fee. The entry fee into the event was relicking all these characters, and then it was going to take a long time to unlock the character because it unlocked at 7 stars. Right? So you were thinking a certain amount of shards per week, using a certain amount of tickets per week if you earn them all, and then eventually you'd unlock the Galactic Legend.
Yep.
And now we know the way around that, because they have found a way to let you unlock the character and use the character, but still have something to farm, even though they said they were giving it to you at 7 stars. And now let me preface this by saying I don't have a problem with this. I think it's interesting. I don't have a problem with this. I just think it's weird. It's kind of like unlocking a character at 5 star and then having to get 1 to get them to 7 star. This is like unlocking the character at 7 stars. You get all the stars, but you just don't get the full potential until you unlock their ultimate ability. You know what I'm saying?
So
it's literally the same thing.
Unlocking at 7 star is nice because you can relic the character. You can get all these stats, all the stuff that they do.
You can use them in every
for the
game
most part.
mode.
You can use them in every game mode. There are no restrictions whatsoever as far as that goes. Freaking fantastic. I suspected that there would be something coming along for a new ability because Zeta mats have become a little bit more plentiful. They've intentionally started giving them out more, which we know from assault battles and whatever else. But there still needed to be something when they're talking about these abilities that are just game-changing abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be something. There had to be some sort of caveat with that. And here it is. It's the ultimate ability material. And I have to say, not particularly surprised. It does make me more curious as to how quickly these characters will get unlocked from the time that event starts. Because I don't know how they're going to have it structured, how many tiers there are going to be. This sounds like a mini raid. So if you're able to beat tier 5, you get X number. If you only beat tier 1, you'll get a smaller X number.
They also made it sound like each of those tiers that you can beat doesn't have an infinite amount of materials you can get for it. So let's say there's 3 tiers and you can only beat tier 1.
Yeah.
Well, let's say you can only earn 30 materials from this. Once you max out that 30, you better learn how to beat the second tier, or you're not going to be getting materials until you can beat that one. That's what it sounded like in the post.
I suspect each tier will have a number on it, just like an assault battle. It might be 10, it might be 20, whatever. And you can only beat it that number of times.
Well, I just meant so how to explain this? Okay. So think of it this way. I'm going to use an example from another game, and only because it directly correlates to this, in my opinion. In Marvel Strike Force, they have these campaigns. So, we have Light Side, Dark Side. Sometimes they introduce new characters, and they'll introduce a new campaign. And if you beat that campaign all the way through, you continue to gain energy for that campaign, and you can use that energy on the nodes. Well, the end nodes give you more. Let's just say shards. You get more shards from the harder nodes than you do from the easy nodes. But there's a limited number of times you can do that node before you cannot get anything else out of it. So eventually you can't do it anymore because you've reaped all the rewards for that one. So you've got to move down and get less rewards for your energy than you did at the top. Think of this as the opposite way. That's what I'm seeing for this. Not like assault battles where you said, you only get 2 attempts. I'm thinking there's a pool of rewards. Doesn't matter if you do them in 1 month, 2 months, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Rank 1, you can only earn 40 ability mats. Ever. If you can't beat 2 and 3, and all you do is number 1, and you empty that prize pool, until you can beat 2 and 3, you do not get rewards again. That's what I'm seeing from what was said there. Does that make sense?
I agree. I agree. Yes. But I mean, like, I suspect each tier will have different rewards. So, I don't know if it'll just be one tier you get shards from, if there will be multiple tiers you get shards from, or something along those lines, to where you can start getting shards easier, but you still have to work up and progress to beat a more difficult tier to get the shards. And then to get the mats is even more difficult tier, something along those lines. There's no telling.
Yeah, we're going to see.
We'll see.
We're going to see. So I'm real curious to see how that plays out. There was one more thing from the Galactic Legends update post that I found interesting. There are 2 types of tickets. There are light side tickets and dark side tickets. And before I move on to the second point, light side and dark side tickets. Do you think they'll both be earned in the same way? Because imagine if you got light side tickets from Cantina and Fleet, and you got dark side from regular energy and mod battles. Actually, you'd have to flip them around because Cantina, Fleet, you earn Fleet at the same as normal and mod at this point. Right?
Well, think of it like raid tickets. I mean, you get tickets for Rancor, AT, and Sith Raid all at the same time.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then I don't feel like this is important to mention at all in the post.
No, it's very important to mention.
Why?
Because, well, let me say the because.
All right, I'm ready for it.
The reason is because you don't start producing tickets until you hit all the requirements. So for Galactic Legend Kylo, I'm not going to start collecting tickets until I have met all 13 of those requirements. Then I will start collecting tickets. Because those tickets can only be used for Galactic Legend Kylo, I can't stock up on tickets for Galactic Legend Rey. I have to hit those requirements and then start collecting tickets for that as well.
That is a very good point that I hadn't thought of. I like it. That makes a lot of sense. You'll never be stockpiled before you are ready for the next person. But the problem is the stockpile can't be that big. That was the second point. There's a cap on tickets. And I bet that cap is
2 raids or something.
And a daily allowance or something like that, So
yeah.
Interesting.
It'll be very similar to the way current raids are, I suspect. I mean, they like these same sort of patterns. You'll see the same sort of pattern again.
I do think it's cool that they're getting 2 events, right? You're getting Rey and Kylo, and as far as I would guess, they're not going to be the same quote-unquote personal raid. I would guess that the environment will be different. Who you're fighting, it would be different, I hope. Unless the whole... Actually, I take that back. And this was really dumb from this post. I mean, I don't care to see this. I want actual information about what's coming that I can be excited about. But they did post an art board of their work in progress, and it's got these pictures, and it's Rey and Kylo fighting, and then the last storyboard box says start battle. So I have a feeling they might actually be the same battle, only on one side you're fighting Kylo and on the other side you're fighting Rey. So it might end up actually being the same battle.
Well, but that's a different battle, though. I mean, totally different mechanics you're going up against and stuff. But I kind of
but same environment, same. It's not like you're going into a heroic AT it's not like you're going into a fighting the ATST and fighting the box with the Night Sisters. There's not going to be 2 separate type of deals.
You're going to see the same battle from both sides.
Yeah.
Both perspectives,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
So forget all that. The only thing I care about here is something I wanted this month, and that is this part that said, looking forward to April, which I was looking forward to in March. We have an exciting State of the Galaxy covering the next era for Galaxy of Heroes and something you've all been asking for.
God, I
What?
hope that's like that endless game mode. Please let it be content.
Content. That's all I want. Something
Please,
playable.
for the love of God.
Let me take my
please.
characters into something and click their ability buttons. I don't want to set them on defense and not touch them again. I want to go in and actually play with these characters. That's all I
What
want.
was the last actual content we got? The light side territory battle, right? And before that was the dark side?
Yes. Well,
That's not a lot of content in a year.
yeah.
I mean,
And it's not
I
even
don't-
like new content. It's reskins of old content.
they did okay, so this is everything I could think of that they've done like the last 9 months. Grand Arena Championships, actually making that a championship format, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
The new Assault Battle tiers, Light Side and Dark Side Geonosis Territory Battle. And like, to me, the Grand Arena Championship, going to that from Grand Arena and new tiers on the Assault Battle are pretty minimal. That's not much of a new game mode. It's great. It certainly enhances the current game mode, but it's not a new game mode.
Yeah.
And the Dark Side Territory Battle and Light Side Territory Battle, you get to play them once a month. Once a month.
Mm-hmm.
We need something more regular. We need something. I don't. God, I
For
do
everyone-
not want a new Galactic War, but I do want something that feels the way Galactic War felt when this game started.
Back in the
What?
day when
Oh,
you're like, I
fuck
wasn't
hell.
able to beat it today. Or I
Right.
found this team that
It
does
was so
awesome in
good.
this. Or, you know, but there's
Yeah.
enough RNG in what you're fighting that some days are better than others. That's what Galactic War used to be, right? It was like,
It was awesome.
man, I got a
It
Note
was
12
such a good
today.
game
That
mode.
sucked so bad I couldn't beat my Galactic
Yep.
War this week or today. That is the type of content I want right now. Like, and I don't, and for everyone that's like, we have enough as it is, it all takes too much time. Well, guess what? Start taking that old crap I don't want to play anymore, lessen the time that we have to spend on that, and I'll spend the time in the new thing I actually want to play. Sim Heroic AT, please. You know, you got, other than that, what is there that takes a lot of time? Territory battles,
And
territory
Sith
war,
Raid.
Grand Arena Championships. But those are all things I want to play. Like, there are other
Yeah.
things I don't want to play right now that you can suck time out
I
of.
do. So this is the biggest thing I have as hope for the new game mode. Moving away from the arena focused crystal farming.
Yeah.
I think it would be so good for the game. Like, drop the emphasis on that, and give us somewhere else to focus and earn crystals that could be more beneficial. I could see them doing like a tower mode where the higher you get, the more crystals you get, or something like that. As sacrifice for some of the arena crystals. That wouldn't surprise me. But as soon as they take away crystals, everyone in the Shard Mafias are going to be pissed. So I don't know if there's a good win-win, but man, I really hope that there's something like that coming.
Does it
That would
really
be
matter
awesome.
if the people in the Shard Mafia are making the same amount of crystals, doing whatever the new thing is, as they did in the arena?
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're in Shard Mafia, you got to do X number of battles. You get your rewards. It's not particularly challenging. I mean, I guess it is to some degree, depending on what team you're running or whatever, but...
And that's why anyone that brags about being at the top when people let them into the top makes no sense to me. Because the only thing you need to do to be there is have good RNG on mods and gear the characters.
It's more than that. But
so what am I
mean,
missing?
well, I mean, you still need to be able to beat the teams, and
Which requires good RNG on mods and having geared up the right team. Where was the no lies detected?
You do have to have a geared up team. That is true.
Right. I'm not saying I don't know. This is a conversation. No, not. We don't need to have that one.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, we agree on the general premise for sure.
Yeah, it's just not true PvP. I don't play competitive shooters and then tell this guy I'm going to shoot him at this time. I just shoot him and then get my kill.
But yeah, anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about these Cantina farms while my internet is working.
You sure you want to do that, or you want to save that for next week? I feel like we should save
We can save it if you want.
I feel like I don't want to deal with the bug outs again.
It's been frustrating as hell. It's so annoying. I really hope they get my fiber hooked up soon. I'm praying, I'm hoping and praying I'll be badgering them all week.
Yeah.
We'll see. We will see. I'll keep you guys updated because there's going to be a big fat live stream coming whenever I get internet. You can count on that.
I want to point this. I wanted to throw. I meant to do this at the top of the show, but I wanted to throw this out there and see if anyone has ever done these before. Have you ever seen these before? Wow, you see right through it. Can you see my face through it?
I can.
No,
see it.
You see the background in the back. But anyways, it's this stuff called Metal Earth. I have this one, and then I have a DeLorean. But they're these little steel model kits, no glue required. And basically what it is you put pieces of metal through other pieces of metal and then bend the tabs, and it ends up making a model. This model I have here is the Han Speeder from the Han Solo movie.
Nice.
I got this for Christmas, and I literally just found it in my office, so I really need to do it, but I was wondering if anyone else out there had ever done Metal Earth models. I'm excited.
Never heard of them. Sounds cool, though.
I hadn't until my mom got me a couple of them, and I forgot about them until March 13th, so I'm going to have to try that. But
nice.
When a Han Speeder, back when the movie came out, they had the Millennium Falcon, the hauler that they were pulling off the train with, Infus Nest swoop bike, a lot of cool shit. So
very nice. Not too shabby.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Okay. All right, dude. Well, anything else you would like to mention before we go to bed?
Same old stuff I always say at the end of the show. If you want to be part of the conversation all week long instead of just on the podcast or just on the live stream, go to discord.me/shatteredorder. You can join our Discord there. We have a lot of conversation there pretty much all week. Things have been pretty slow, as they have been on every server I'm on right now with the way the game's going. But we still have people talking every single day. Even if it's not about the game, you want to get your up-to-date news on whether Fry's has toilet paper. Someone is in there talking about it. So lots of stuff going on a Discord. Go check it out, discord.me/shatteredorder. And if you can't make it there, send an email to theshatteredorder@gmail.com. That is where you can reach us at all times. It goes directly to mine and Wink's phones. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I say it all the time. And wait for those emails. So if you need to email us there. We get all that. And lastly, but not least, actually not last, second to last, go leave us reviews on iTunes if you can. Go check us out there. We would love to hear from you guys on iTunes about what you love and don't love about the show. If you thought it went better today without me vaping in your ear, feel free to let me know. So go leave us some reviews.
One other thing I would like to mention before you head off is patreon.com/shatteredorder. As we mentioned earlier in the show, we were going to do our monthly Q&A tonight, but I think due to the tech issues, we've been having trouble, so we're going to push that till next week.
Yep.
So that gives you, all you patrons, another week to get your questions in. If you want to join that conversation, make sure you jump in. Patrons are the only ones get to hear it. Only ones get to ask questions. We will answer anything. It's basically SO After Dark. So make sure you go leave questions there. We will literally answer any question that you leave.
All right, cool. I've already lost the last thing, so
Perfect. Goldfish brain. I like it.
Goldfish brain kicked in, and we're good to go. So to everyone out there, thanks for listening to episode 188. I hope to be back here with more news for you next week. If not, we will find some awesome things to talk about with each and every one of
Hell
you,
yeah.
as we always do. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on episode 189.
Later.
All right. Podcast is done. I'm going to go see if there are any SWGOH streamers on, and I'm going to go raid them, say hello, and just be nice and give back to the SWGOH community.
Man, that was fun having internet issues all fucking episode.
Yeah, you're telling right to chat right now because we're still live, just so you know.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are, because I'm doing the raid.
Oh, okay.
Let everybody know how you feel. It's fine.
Yes, I'm so irritated.
All right, looks like no one's on, so we won't be raiding anyone. But thanks everybody for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Say bye, Wink. Let them know how you feel.
Later.